Here's the thing, with a lot of this various activities that we see within our environments consisting of operator, camo and maintenance organization, the key word here is scalable. Why scalable? Because it depends on how many people you have in your organization. To give you an example, one of our customers, one of our clients has got more than 120 people in their camo. So you can imagine the size of their organization that they have. Conversely, we have other customers who have very small camos. Essentially the camo manager and maybe one or two additional staff is running the camo department. So it very much depends on the size and nature of the organization. However, the fundamental roles and responsibilities do not change. So the operator is responsible for the camo activities because it's their camo essentially. And even in the future, you may know that EASA is working along the lines of enabling a completely outsourced camo at some point in the future. But even then, the operator will still ultimately have responsibility. So the operator has a camo, and that camo will be populated with people depending on the size of the activities that take place. So as we said, it could be a handful of people to many people. But nevertheless, it's the camo's responsibility to manage 4 key business areas, which is maintenance planning, technical records, engineering, reliability, and possibly material provisioning as well. It's sometimes yes, sometimes no. So with that in mind, one of the key areas is related to the planning and the ongoing engineering. So we've got a situation where we have a 145 organization that is doing the maintenance on the aircraft, but the actual records, the status of the aircraft, is managed by the technical records and the maintenance planning group, belonging, of course, to the camo. So in terms of effective communication, it doesn't take long in scalability before it makes commercial sense as well as economic and technical sense to actually have a group of people who will work in a maintenance control center. What are they doing? They're looking at short-term maintenance, they're looking at line maintenance, technical support, they're looking at recurrent defects, they're looking at reliability, and all of these activities belong to the camo. Now, some companies will say, but we have a 145 and we have a maintenance control. Is that okay? And the answer is, of course, it's okay. As an organization, you can manage your organization processes in any way you choose. It's also possible that the 145 could actually manage the technical records on behalf of the camo. Also possible. In which case, who's responsible? The camo is still responsible. And this is where we get into the we spoke about it during the training, but this is where we get into the difference between contractual and subcontractual. So whilst the operator ultimately is responsible for maintenance control, and while the camo sits between the operator and the maintenance control, because that's how it functions, many of the maintenance control activities can be transferred to the 145 environment. Is it okay? It's totally okay. And that's one of the, let's say, one of the positives about the ASA system, because it's very flexible, it's very scalable, and it allows all sorts of different connotations. It's not typically one way is right. There is a multiple way that you can achieve something, as long as you do not lose track of the primary rules, which is that the operator is responsible for the airworthiness of its aircraft. The maintenance organization is responsible to certify the maintenance it performs in accordance with the work that's issued by the operator, typically, of course, through the operator's CAMO. Okay, so that's my understanding and that's my background. If anybody's got any comments or questions related to maintenance control, please pop up now. Say what you think. No, okay, that's fine. So that was the question about maintenance control. Just talking a little bit more, we've got maintenance control light and maintenance control heavy. That's just my terminology, because what it does, it gives you an idea of what would take place in different types of maintenance control environments. So in a maintenance control light, you can see that the support is for line operation aircraft, short-term planning, recurrent defects, AOGs, and maybe A-check work packages. Whereas with an MCC heavy, it also includes C-check. So sometimes the maintenance control is accommodating the entire planning process, and sometimes it's just the short-term planning process. Again, it's options. What is best for your organization, with your fleet, with your contractual relationships? And some operators use multiple 145 organizations. Some operators just use a single 145 operation. So just going between one and multiple, as you can see, will make a difference. The 145, if it's only a single 145, to have the 145 looking after many aspects of your maintenance control would work quite okay. But if you were working with several 145s, then it becomes a problem if you're not doing it yourself.